Construction, the backbone of our nation's infrastructure, is a sector built on hard work, skill, and unwavering dedication. From towering skyscrapers to intricate bridges, construction workers shape our skylines and connect our communities. Yet, behind the awe-inspiring structures lies a stark reality. Construction remains one of the most dangerous professions in the UK. Every year, thousands of skilled workers face life-altering injuries, and tragically, many lose their lives. The inherent risks of working at height, operating heavy machinery, and handling hazardous materials cast a long shadow over this vital industry. The clang of steel beams, the roar of engines, and the symphony of construction activity often mask the ever-present dangers lurking on site. A misplaced footing, an overlooked safety protocol, or a moment of inattention can have devastating consequences. The families of construction workers carry the weight of this reality every day, their lives intertwined with the hope that their loved ones will return home safely after each shift. The human cost of construction accidents extends far beyond the immediate impact on workers and their families. It ripples through communities, leaving a void in the workforce and placing immense strain on healthcare systems. The financial burden of workplace accidents, including medical expenses, lost productivity, and insurance claims, adds a significant economic toll to the industry and the nation as a whole. It is a collective responsibility to address the root causes of construction accidents and create a safety culture that protects the lives and well-being of those who build our world. The urgency for enhanced safety measures in the UK construction industry is underscored by the sobering statistics. Falls from height, often from scaffolding, ladders, or roofs, account for a staggering 50% of all construction fatalities. These incidents are a grim reminder of the unforgiving nature of gravity and the importance of robust fall protection systems. Slips, trips, and falls, seemingly innocuous occurrences in everyday life, transform into significant hazards on construction sites, resulting in over 1,000 serious injuries annually. Uneven surfaces, trailing cables, and debris-strewn walkways create a minefield of potential dangers for workers navigating these dynamic environments. The human toll of construction accidents is a stark reminder of the importance of prioritizing safety in every aspect of a project. Behind these statistics lie real people, fathers, mothers, sons, and daughters, whose lives have been irrevocably altered by preventable incidents. Every number represents a family grappling with loss, a worker facing a long road to recovery, or a team forever marked by the memory of a colleague lost too soon. In response to these alarming figures, the Health and Safety Executive, or HSE, has developed the Health and Safety in Construction Guidelines, widely known as HSG150. This comprehensive document serves as a lifeline for construction companies, workers, and stakeholders committed to improving safety standards and reducing the number of accidents and fatalities on UK construction sites. HSG150 provides a practical roadmap for identifying and mitigating risks, establishing safe working procedures, and fostering a culture of safety consciousness within the industry. This essential guidebook covers a wide spectrum of health and safety aspects relevant to the construction industry. It addresses critical areas such as risk assessments, method statements, work at height regulations, site traffic management, machinery safety, electrical safety, and occupational health hazards by adhering to the recommendations outlined in HSG 150. Construction companies can significantly reduce the likelihood of accidents, protect their workforce, and create a safer working environment for everyone involved in a project. HSG150 is not merely a set of rules and regulations. It is a call to action for the construction industry to prioritize the well-being of its workforce. By embracing the principles and practices outlined in this guidance, construction companies can transition from a culture of reactive measures to one of proactive safety management, where preventing accidents and protecting lives becomes an integral part of every project, from the drawing board to the final handover. Before the first excavator rumbles to life, or a brick is laid, a crucial process must underpin every construction project: the risk assessment. This fundamental step, as emphasized in HSG 150, forms the bedrock of a safe and healthy work environment. Risk assessments involve meticulously identifying potential hazards that workers might encounter throughout the project lifecycle. Imagine a team preparing to demolish a derelict building. The risk assessment would meticulously dissect every stage of the process, from the initial asbestos surveys to the controlled demolition itself. It would flag potential dangers like falling debris, unstable structures, and exposure to hazardous materials. But a risk assessment goes beyond mere identification. It delves into evaluating the likelihood and potential severity of each hazard. For instance, working at height on scaffolding inherently poses a higher risk of severe injury compared to ground level tasks. The risk assessment would assign a corresponding risk level to each hazard, ranging from low to high. This ranking system allows for prioritizing safety measures and allocating resources where they are most needed. The ultimate goal of a risk assessment is not to eliminate every conceivable risk, an impossible feat in the dynamic world of construction, but to implement effective control measures that mitigate those risks to an acceptable level. This might involve modifying work procedures, providing appropriate personal protective equipment, or implementing engineering controls to minimize exposure to hazards. Section 2. Blueprints for safety. Method statements. Hand in hand with risk assessments, method statements serve as detailed blueprints for safely executing specific construction activities. They outline the step-by-step procedures that workers must follow to minimize risks identified in the risk assessment. Method statements leave no room for ambiguity, ensuring everyone involved understands the safest and most efficient way to complete a task. Consider the task of installing large windows on a high-rise building. The method statement would meticulously detail the sequence of operations. It would specify the type of lifting equipment required, the safe working load limits, the attachment points for securing the windows during hoisting, and the emergency procedures in case of unexpected events. Furthermore, the method statement would outline the communication protocols between the crane operator, the riggers, and the installation team, emphasizing clear hand signals and visual confirmation at each stage. This level of detail leaves little room for misinterpretation, reducing the likelihood of miscommunication leading to accidents. Method statements are living documents, subject to review and revision as the project progresses or new hazards emerge. For instance, if weather conditions change unexpectedly, necessitating alterations to the lifting operation, the method statement will be updated accordingly to ensure worker safety remains paramount. Section 3, CDM 2015, a shared responsibility for safety. In the UK, the Construction, Design and Management Regulations 2015, commonly known as CDM 2015, provide a robust legal framework for managing health and safety throughout the entire construction project life cycle. These regulations emphasize a collaborative approach, placing responsibilities on everyone involved, from clients and designers to principal contractors and subcontractors. One of the cornerstones of CDM 2015 is the appointment of competent personnel to oversee health and safety aspects. This includes appointing a principal designer for projects involving more than one contractor and a principal contractor for projects lasting longer than 30 working days or involving more than 500 person days of construction work. The principal designer's role begins at the design stage, ensuring that health and safety considerations are integrated into the project from its inception. This includes eliminating hazards at the source by choosing safer materials, designing for ease of maintenance, and considering the health and safety implications of future demolition or dismantling. On the other hand, the principal contractor shoulders the responsibility for managing health and safety on site during the construction phase. This includes coordinating the work of subcontractors, ensuring safe access and egress, providing adequate welfare facilities, and implementing the control measures identified in the risk assessments and method statements. Section 4, equipping the workforce, training and competence. A safe construction site is only as strong as its workforce's knowledge and skills. HSG150 underscores the importance of providing comprehensive training to all workers, equipping them with the necessary competence to perform their tasks safely and responsibly. Training should not be viewed as a mere tick box exercise, but as an ongoing investment in the well-being of the workforce and the success of the project. Training needs will vary depending on the nature of the work and the individual worker's experience. For instance, new recruits to the construction industry require basic health and safety induction training, covering topics like hazard identification, PPE use, and emergency procedures. More specialized training is essential for workers engaged in higher risk activities. A scaffolder, for example, would undergo rigorous training and certification to ensure they possess the skills and knowledge to erect, dismantle, and work safely on scaffolding structures. Similarly, crane operators and slinger signalers require specialized training to operate and communicate effectively, minimizing the risk of accidents during lifting operations. Regular refresher training is crucial to keep safety knowledge current and reinforce best practices. Toolbox talks, conducted on site, provide an effective platform for addressing specific hazards related to ongoing tasks, introducing new safety equipment, or discussing recent incidents to learn from past experiences. Securing the perimeter. Access and boundaries. Imagine a construction site as a hive of activity, buzzing with workers, machinery, and materials in constant motion. Amidst this orchestrated chaos, establishing a secure perimeter is paramount, not only to protect the workforce, but also to safeguard the public and prevent unauthorized access. HSG 150 emphasizes the importance of clearly defined boundaries, ensuring that only authorized personnel enter the potentially hazardous environment. Robust fencing, strategically placed barriers, and clearly marked entry and exit points serve as the first line of defense. Imagine a sturdy perimeter fence, painted in high visibility colors, encircling the site. Warning signs, displaying messages like construction site, keep out and danger. Authorized personnel only act as visual deterrents, alerting passers-by to the potential risks. Access control measures, such as manned entry points, or electronic card readers further enhance site security. Imagine a security guard stationed at the entrance gate, meticulously checking the identification of every individual entering the site, ensuring only those with legitimate business are granted access. This controlled access prevents unauthorized individuals from wandering onto the site, potentially putting themselves and others at risk. The perimeter fence also plays a crucial role in preventing materials from falling outside the site boundary, protecting pedestrians, vehicles, and adjacent properties from potential harm. Imagine a scenario where a gust of wind sends loose debris flying off a high-rise building under construction. A secure perimeter fence acts as a barrier, preventing the debris from reaching the street below, averting a potential disaster. Essential amenities, welfare facilities. Working on a construction site is physically demanding and often takes place in challenging conditions. Providing adequate welfare facilities is not merely a matter of comfort, but a legal requirement and a fundamental aspect of safeguarding worker health and well-being. HSG150 outlines the essential amenities that every construction site must provide, ensuring workers have access to basic necessities throughout their workday. Imagine a designated welfare area, strategically positioned away from the main construction activities, offering respite from the noise, dust, and potential hazards. This area should include clean and functional toilets, segregated by gender, and equipped with hand-washing facilities, stocked with soap and running water. Proper sanitation is crucial on construction sites to prevent the spread of germs and illnesses, particularly given the often rugged nature of the work. Adjacent to the toilet facilities, a dedicated washing area should be available, equipped with sinks, hot and cold water, and hand-drying facilities. This allows workers to clean their hands and faces thoroughly before breaks, meals, and after using the toilet, minimizing the risk of contamination and promoting good hygiene practices. A dry and comfortable break area, furnished with tables, chairs, and facilities for heating food and making hot drinks, provides workers with a space to rest and recharge during their breaks. Imagine workers congregating in this area, enjoying a hot cup of tea and a moment of camaraderie away from the demands of their tasks. This designated space ensures they can take their breaks in a clean and comfortable environment, promoting their well-being and contributing to a more positive work experience. Navigating the site, signage and information. On a construction site, where hazards are ever present and activities constantly evolving, clear and effective communication is paramount. Imagine stepping onto a construction site for the first time, surrounded by towering structures, heavy machinery, and a labyrinth of pathways. Without proper signage and information, navigating this environment would be a daunting and potentially dangerous task. HSG 150 emphasizes the critical role of signage in providing essential information, warnings, and directions to everyone on site. Imagine a system of strategically placed signs, strategically placed throughout the site, guiding workers, visitors, and contractors alike. These signs should be highly visible, using bold colors, clear lettering, and universally recognized symbols to convey their messages effectively. Warning signs, marked with a distinctive yellow triangle and black graphics, alert individuals to specific hazards. Imagine a sign depicting a falling object, positioned near a work area where overhead lifting operations are taking place. This visual cue instantly alerts workers and passers-by to the potential danger, prompting them to take extra precautions or avoid the area altogether. Mandatory signs, easily identifiable by their blue circular shape and white pictograms, indicate specific actions or behaviours that must be followed. Imagine a sign depicting a hard hat positioned at the entrance to the site, reminding everyone entering that wearing head protection is mandatory. These signs reinforce essential safety rules and ensure compliance, minimising the risk of accidents and injuries. Section 4. A real-world lesson. The price of neglect. The importance of setting up a construction site in accordance with HSG 150 guidelines is not merely a matter of ticking boxes. It is about protecting lives and creating a safe and healthy working environment. Real-world examples serve as stark reminders of the potential consequences of neglecting these fundamental principles. In a recent case that sent shockwaves through the UK construction industry, a contractor faced hefty fines and reputational damage for failing to provide adequate welfare facilities on site. Imagine a construction site where workers were denied access to basic amenities like clean toilets, washing facilities, and a designated break area. The workers, forced to endure unsanitary conditions, filed complaints with the Health and Safety Executive, or HSE. An investigation revealed that the contractor had prioritised cost-cutting over worker well-being, neglecting their legal obligation to provide adequate welfare facilities. The resulting fines, coupled with the negative publicity, served as a costly lesson for the company and a stark warning to others in the industry. This case highlights the importance of viewing welfare facilities not as an optional extra, but as a fundamental aspect of construction site setup. Providing clean toilets, washing stations, and a comfortable break area is not merely about complying with regulations. It is about respecting the basic needs of the workforce and recognising their contribution to the project. Section 1. The watchful eye, site management and supervision. As the construction phase swings into full gear, the site transforms into a dynamic and potentially hazardous environment. Amidst the symphony of activity, the rhythmic pounding of hammers, the whirring of power tools, the movement of heavy machinery, maintaining a constant focus on safety is paramount. HSG 150 emphasises the crucial role of effective site management and supervision in preventing accidents and ensuring a safe and healthy work environment for everyone on site. Imagine a well-structured management system with clearly defined roles and responsibilities, ensuring that safety is not just a department, but an integral part of the project's DNA. Competent and experienced site managers act as the conductors of this safety orchestra, overseeing operations, identifying potential hazards, and implementing control measures to mitigate risks. Their watchful eyes scan the site, ever vigilant for unsafe practices, environmental hazards, or potential breaches in safety protocols. Regular site inspections, conducted by trained personnel, serve as a proactive approach to hazard identification and risk mitigation. Imagine a team of safety officers armed with checklists and a keen eye for detail, meticulously inspecting work areas, equipment, and access routes. They scrutinise scaffolding for structural integrity, verify the proper grounding of electrical equipment, and ensure that walkways are clear of obstructions, all the while engaging with workers, addressing concerns, and reinforcing safe work practices. Effective communication forms the backbone of a safe construction site. Imagine toolbox talks held at the start of each shift, where supervisors discuss the day's tasks, highlighting potential hazards and reminding workers of essential safety protocols. These briefings provide a platform for sharing information, addressing concerns, and fostering a culture of open dialogue about safety. Clear communication channels, including prominently displayed emergency contact information and procedures, ensure that everyone knows what to do and who to contact in case of an emergency. Section 2. When sparks fly. Fire safety essentials. Construction sites, with their inherent mix of flammable materials, hot works, and potential ignition sources, present a unique set of fire safety challenges. From towering stacks of timber to drums of volatile chemicals, the potential for a spark to ignite a devastating blaze is ever present. HSG150 provides a comprehensive framework for managing fire risks on construction sites, emphasizing a proactive approach that encompasses prevention, preparedness, and rapid response. Imagine a designated fire safety plan prominently displayed throughout the site, outlining evacuation routes, assembly points, and emergency contact information. This plan, a product of careful assessment and planning, should be familiar to everyone on site, from seasoned veterans to newly inducted workers. Regular fire drills, conducted under realistic conditions, ensure that everyone knows how to react swiftly and safely in the event of an alarm, minimizing confusion and potential panic. The strategic placement and regular maintenance of fire safety equipment are paramount in preventing small incidents from escalating into major disasters. Imagine fire extinguishers strategically positioned near potential ignition sources, such as welding areas or fuel storage points. These extinguishers, clearly labeled and readily accessible, provide a first line of defense against small fires, allowing trained personnel to extinguish flames quickly before they spread. Flammable materials, the fuel that can turn a spark into an inferno, require careful storage and handling. Imagine designated areas, clearly marked and separated from other materials, used to store flammable liquids, gases, and solids. These areas should be well ventilated, equipped with spill containment measures, and subject to strict access controls. Workers handling flammable materials should be trained in safe handling procedures, including the use of appropriate personal protective equipment, or PPE, and spill response protocols. Section 3. A stitch in time. First aid and incident reporting. In the unpredictable environment of a construction site, accidents can happen despite even the most robust safety measures. When they do, a swift and effective response can mean the difference between a minor injury and a life-altering event. HSG 150 stresses the importance of having adequate first aid provisions and trained personnel on site to provide immediate care in case of injury or illness. Imagine a well-stocked first aid kit, prominently displayed and easily accessible, containing essential supplies to treat minor injuries such as cuts, burns, and sprains. This kit, regularly checked and replenished, should be located in a central area known to all workers and clearly signposted. Larger sites with a higher risk profile may require multiple first aid stations strategically positioned throughout the site to ensure rapid access to medical assistance. Beyond the physical supplies, trained first aiders are the heart of an effective on-site emergency response. Imagine a team of workers strategically selected from different trades and areas of the site who have undergone comprehensive first aid training. These individuals, readily identifiable by their first aid badges or vests, possess the knowledge and skills to assess injuries, provide immediate care, and, if necessary, administer CPR, or other life-saving measures. But first aid is only the first step in a comprehensive approach to accident response. Equally important is the timely and accurate reporting of all incidents, no matter how seemingly insignificant. Imagine a reporting system that encourages workers to report near misses, minor injuries, and dangerous occurrences without fear of blame or reprisal. These reports, treated as valuable learning opportunities, allow site management to identify trends, investigate root causes, and implement corrective actions to prevent similar incidents from recurring. Section 4. A case for vigilance. The cost of fire neglect. The consequences of neglecting fire safety measures on a construction site can be devastating, leading to significant financial losses, project delays, environmental damage, and most tragically, loss of life. A recent incident on a UK construction site serves as a stark reminder of the importance of adhering to HSG 150 fire safety guidelines and the high cost of complacency. Imagine a construction site where safety procedures have become lax, a sense of complacency settling in as deadlines loomed. Flammable materials, left unsecured and improperly stored, created a ticking time bomb. A stray spark from a welding operation, combined with inadequate ventilation and a lack of readily available fire extinguishers, ignited a blaze that spread rapidly through the site. The fire, fueled by the abundance of combustible materials, quickly engulfed the structure, sending thick plumes of smoke billowing into the sky. Despite the best efforts of firefighters, the blaze raged for hours, reducing the building to a smouldering ruin. Fortunately, thanks to a swift evacuation, there were no fatalities, but the financial and environmental costs were significant. The aftermath of the fire revealed a catalogue of fire safety failings: inadequate storage of flammable materials, blocked fire exits, and a lack of fire extinguishers and sprinkler systems. The company, facing hefty fines and a damaged reputation, learned a hard lesson about the importance of prioritizing fire safety. Section 1. The hierarchy of prevention. A layered approach. Falls from height, a tragically common occurrence on construction sites, account for a disproportionate number of fatalities and serious injuries in the industry. The very nature of construction work often involves tasks performed at height, whether assembling scaffolding, installing roofing, or carrying out repairs on elevated structures. HSG 150, recognizing the inherent risks associated with working at height, promotes a hierarchical approach to fall prevention, emphasizing a layered strategy that prioritizes eliminating the risk altogether before resorting to less effective control measures. Imagine a pyramid, its base representing the most effective and desirable approach, avoiding work at height entirely. This involves exploring alternative methods that eliminate the need for workers to be exposed to fall hazards in the first place. For instance, prefabricating components off-site and then lifting them into position using cranes or other mechanical means can significantly reduce the amount of work performed at height. Moving up the pyramid, the next layer focuses on preventing falls where work at height is unavoidable. This involves implementing collective protection measures that safeguard all workers in the area, rather than relying solely on individual precautions. Robust guardrails, installed along the edges of elevated platforms, act as physical barriers, preventing workers from stepping or falling over the edge. Safety nets, strategically positioned below areas where falls could occur, provide a crucial safety net, literally catching workers should they fall and minimizing the impact. Imagine a team of roofers working on a pitched roof. safety net, installed below the eaves, provides a reassuring safety net, absorbing the energy of a fall and preventing a potentially fatal impact with the ground below. Section 2. Building a safety net. Collective protection measures. Collective protection measures, as the name suggests, provide a safety net for all workers operating at height, regardless of their individual actions or potential lapses in concentration. HSG150 emphasizes the importance of prioritizing these measures over personal fall protection systems, as they create a safer working environment for everyone on site. Scaffolding, a ubiquitous sight on construction sites, serves as a prime example of a collective protection measure when designed, erected, and maintained correctly. Imagine a sturdy scaffolding structure, its components securely fastened, with guardrails and toe boards installed along all working platforms. This provides a stable and safe working platform, minimizing the risk of falls and providing workers with a secure environment to carry out their tasks. Edge protection systems, such as temporary guardrails or barriers, play a crucial role in preventing falls from open edges on floors, roofs, or other elevated work areas. Imagine a construction site where a new floor has been poured, leaving open edges that pose a significant fall hazard. Temporary edge protection, installed along these exposed edges, acts as a physical barrier, preventing workers from inadvertently stepping or falling over the side. Access and egress, often overlooked aspects of fall prevention, are critical in ensuring that workers can move safely to and from their work areas at height. Imagine a fixed ladder, securely anchored to the structure, providing safe access to an elevated platform. A self-closing gate at the top of the ladder prevents workers from inadvertently stepping off the platform while accessing or exiting the ladder. Regular inspections, conducted by competent personnel, are essential in ensuring the ongoing integrity and effectiveness of collective protection measures. Imagine a team of safety officers meticulously inspecting scaffolding structures, verifying the tightness of connections, checking for signs of damage or deterioration, and ensuring that guardrails are securely in place. These inspections, documented and acted upon promptly, provide an extra layer of assurance that collective protection measures are functioning as intended. Section 3. The last line of defense. Personal fall protection systems. While collective protection measures should always be the first line of defense, there are situations where they may not be feasible or provide adequate protection. In such cases, personal fall protection systems, or PFPS, as outlined in HSG 150, provide a last line of defense, aiming to minimize the distance and consequences of a fall. Imagine a worker on a steeply pitched roof where installing traditional guardrails is impractical. In this scenario, a PFPS, consisting of a full-body harness, lanyard, and anchor point, provides a lifeline. The harness, securely fastened around the worker's torso, connects to a lanyard, a flexible line that attaches to a secure anchor point on the roof structure. Should the worker lose their footing, the PFPS activates, arresting their fall and preventing them from hitting the ground. The system is designed to distribute the forces of the fall across the worker's body, minimizing the risk of serious injury. However, it's crucial to remember that PFPS should only be used when other control measures are not feasible, as they do not prevent the fall itself, but rather mitigate its consequences. Selecting the appropriate PFPS for a specific task or work environment requires careful consideration of factors such as fall distance, swing hazards, and the type of anchor points available. Imagine a worker on a suspended scaffold where a fall could result in a significant swing hazard. In this scenario, a self-retracting lifeline, which automatically takes up slack in the lanyard, would be a more appropriate choice than a standard lanyard. Training and competency are paramount in ensuring the safe use of PFPS. Workers required to use PFPS should undergo comprehensive training, covering topics such as equipment inspection, correct fitting and adjustment of harnesses, safe anchor point selection, and rescue procedures. Imagine a practical training session where workers practice donning and adjusting harnesses, connecting to anchor points, and experiencing a controlled descent to simulate the activation of a PFPS. Section 4, a high price for complacency. The unforgiving nature of gravity. The consequences of neglecting fall prevention measures, as outlined in HSG150, can be catastrophic, leading to life-altering injuries or fatalities. A recent incident on a UK construction site serves as a stark reminder of the unforgiving nature of gravity and the importance of unwavering vigilance when working at height. Imagine a construction site where a roofer, tasked with replacing tiles on a 2-story building, opted to forgo his safety harness, believing that the short duration of the task negated the need for such precautions. A momentary lapse in concentration, a misplaced footing on the sloping roof, and the unthinkable happened. The roofer, caught off guard, lost his balance and tumbled over the edge, plummeting to the ground below. The impact, echoing across the silent construction site, left him with multiple fractures, internal injuries, and a long and uncertain road to recovery. The incident sent shockwaves through the industry, a stark reminder that gravity is an equal opportunity force, affecting everyone regardless of experience or perceived risk. The subsequent investigation revealed a catalogue of failings, inadequate risk assessments, a lack of edge protection, and, most critically, a culture of complacency that had allowed shortcuts to become commonplace. The company, facing hefty fines and a tarnished reputation, learned a costly lesson about the importance of prioritizing fall prevention measures and fostering a safety culture that values human life above all else. Picture a bustling construction site where heavy machinery delivery trucks and workers on foot converge in a carefully choreographed dance. Amidst this dynamic environment, segregating vehicle and pedestrian traffic is a critical safety imperative. HSG150 emphasizes the importance of establishing clear boundaries and designated routes to minimize the risk of collisions. Imagine a network of clearly marked pathways, painted in bright colors, providing safe passage for workers on foot. These pedestrian walkways, physically separated from vehicle routes by barriers, act as protected corridors. Signage, strategically placed along these routes, reinforces the segregation strategy. At vehicle entry and exit points, high visibility gates, manned by trained personnel, control the flow of traffic. Speed limits, clearly displayed and strictly enforced, further reduce the risk of accidents. The segregation strategy extends beyond physical barriers and signage, encompassing a culture of awareness and communication. Toolbox talks emphasize pedestrian safety, reminding workers to use designated walkways and make eye contact with drivers. This shared responsibility for safety is crucial in preventing accidents and creating a safer working environment. The movement of heavy loads presents inherent risks, demanding meticulous planning and adherence to strict safety protocols. HSG 150 emphasizes the importance of safe lifting procedures recognizing that a single miscalculation can have catastrophic consequences. From selecting the appropriate lifting equipment to ensuring the competency of operators, every stage demands attention to detail. Imagine a team of riggers, their faces etched with concentration, preparing to hoist a massive steel beam. The operation begins with a thorough assessment of the load, its weight, center of gravity, and lifting points. The lifting equipment is carefully chosen based on the load's characteristics and site conditions. The lifting gear is inspected for signs of wear, damage, or corrosion. The lifting points on the load are carefully rigged to provide a secure grip. Taglines provide control during the lift, preventing unwanted swinging or rotation. Communication forms the backbone of a safe lifting operation. A system of hand signals, universally understood, orchestrates the movement of the load. A designated lifting supervisor provides an extra layer of oversight, ensuring safety protocols are followed. Reversing vehicles takes on a heightened risk profile on construction sites, where visibility is often limited. HSG150 emphasizes the importance of implementing robust reversing safety protocols. From designated reversing areas to technological aids and trained personnel, a multi-layered approach is essential. Imagine a construction site where reversing is governed by clearly defined procedures. Designated reversing areas, clearly marked and free from obstructions, provide drivers with a safe space to maneuver. These areas are particularly crucial for large vehicles with limited rear visibility. Where reversing is unavoidable, a trained banksman guides the vehicle's movements. The banksman uses clear and unambiguous hand signals to communicate with the driver. Technology plays an increasingly important role in enhancing reversing safety. Vehicles equipped with reversing cameras provide drivers with a real-time view of the area behind their vehicle. Proximity sensors emit audible warnings when obstacles are detected, alerting drivers to potential hazards. The silent threat. Electrical hazards on site. Construction sites present a unique set of electrical hazards, often hidden from plain sight. A momentary lapse in vigilance or a damaged cable can have devastating consequences. HSG150 stresses the importance of treating electricity with respect and implementing robust safety measures. Imagine a construction site where electrical safety is a deeply ingrained culture. Before any work commences, a comprehensive survey of underground utilities is paramount. This meticulous mapping provides a clear picture of what lies beneath the surface. Portable electrical tools demand regular inspection and maintenance. Imagine a designated area where qualified electricians inspect power cords for damage. Ground fault circuit interrupters provide an additional layer of protection. The use of extension cords requires careful consideration and adherence to safety guidelines. Heavy-duty extension cords, protected by robust cable ramps, minimize trip hazards. Overloading extension cords is strictly prohibited. Workers are encouraged to use multiple circuits or heavier gauge cords for high-demand equipment. The invisible enemy, asbestos and toxic substances. Construction often involves encountering hazardous materials with long-term health implications. Asbestos, once prized for its fire-resistant properties, now requires careful handling. HSG150 provides clear guidelines for dealing with asbestos, emphasizing the need for licensed contractors. Imagine a building slated for demolition, potentially harboring asbestos fibers. A qualified asbestos surveyor conducts a thorough assessment before any work commences. If asbestos is found, a detailed removal plan is developed and implemented. The work area is sealed off with airtight barriers to prevent the escape of asbestos fibers. workers don full protective gear and meticulously remove the asbestos. Beyond asbestos, construction sites can harbour other hazardous substances. Material safety data sheets provide detailed information on the potential hazards of each substance. The strain of labour, manual handling and ergonomic risks. Construction work places significant strain on the human body, increasing the risk of musculoskeletal disorders. HSG150 emphasises the importance of minimising manual handling risks. Imagine a construction site where ergonomic considerations are integrated into every aspect of the work. Heavy objects are efficiently handled using mechanical aids, reducing strain on workers. Where manual handling is unavoidable, safe lifting principles are emphasised. Workstations are designed with ergonomics in mind, minimising awkward postures. Tool design plays a crucial role in reducing ergonomic risks. Education and training are paramount in preventing musculoskeletal disorders. Toolbox talks demonstrate safe lifting techniques and encourage regular breaks. Early reporting of aches and pains allows for early intervention and prevents injuries. Building a safer future. The enduring legacy of HSG150. HSG150 has profoundly impacted the construction industry in the UK. It serves as a beacon, illuminating the path towards a future where accidents are preventable. The principles of HSG150 represent a fundamental shift in mindset. The statistics are gradually painting a more optimistic picture. The journey towards a truly accident-free construction industry is ongoing. New materials and technological advancements require ongoing review of safety protocols. The core principles of HSG150 remain as relevant today as ever. Risk assessment is an ongoing process integrated into every stage of a project. A collective responsibility, championing safety from blueprint to completion. Creating a safety culture requires a collective effort. Imagine a construction site where safety is an integral part of the project's DNA. Clients prioritize contractors who share their commitment to safety. Designers incorporate safety considerations into every aspect of the design. Principal contractors ensure the site is a safe environment for everyone. They implement robust safety management systems and provide comprehensive training. Subcontractors understand that safety is a priority. Workers are empowered with the knowledge and tools to work safely. They identify potential hazards and report near misses. The journey towards a truly accident-free construction industry values human life and protects livelihoods.